Shut up and sit down.
We've talked a lot about words, but in this two-part lesson, we'll focus more on voice. The voice is so powerful, it can start a war or say, I love you. The way you use it will determine what you'll be remembered for. Specifically, our use of voice in sales presentations is everything. Well, I believe in the 7 deadly sins of public speaking as well as life, but I think it's really true when it comes to presentations. 7 poisons that kill every conversation. Or these are things we do not say. We should not, number 1, gossip. This is speaking about someone who isn't present in a negative way. How do we know we're guilty of drinking this poison? Well, if you're speaking about a person negatively and you're not part of the problem or the solution and they're not there, it's probably gossip. Secondly, judging. This is speaking conclusions without the authority to do so. Doing this puts you in the position of umpire without being hired to perform this task. I worked my way through college as a referee for junior high basketball games. What experience did I have to do this, by the way? Well, I'd been a varsity basketball captain. I'd done some summer coaching. I had run a few basketball camps in the summer, so natural progression to referee. I know all the rules. I've played and coached thousands of hours. Oh my gosh, I was the worst referee you've ever seen. It was as if I had swallowed my whistle. I could see the foul, a mauling, attempted assassination right in front of me, but I couldn't make a call to save my life. I can make that call in a game as a player or from the bench as a coach, but I could not make that call with that whistle around my neck. I would get booed out of the gym. I may have started a few riots back in the middle 80s. I was a lousy judge. There's a third poison that kills conversation, and it's negativity. Now, if you're guilty of focusing on the negative in your communication, that is a real turnoff. If that's you, you're probably being negative about me pointing it out about you. Or you could be the person saying, go get them, Mark. Get those negative people. I hate those people. Number 4, excuses. There are people who make excuses for making excuses, and you know them well. Our rates stink. If I had $1 for every time I've heard that, I'd have $1,000 in my wallet. Sometimes our rates do stink, but more likely, sometimes we stink. We're not getting enough leads. My boss sucks. Here's the 5th poison. It kills conversation. Exaggeration. Nobody has a good credit score. Nobody wants insurance today. Really? Nobody? I mean, that guy that just called in a little while ago, what did he call in for exactly? Was he calling in to order a pizza? Or did they actually call in for an insurance policy? Our words can have such an emotionally draining effect on the people around us. Don't be a joy sucker. Number 6, lying. Some of you have a BS meter and you can spot a liar instantly. Some liars are so good they even believe themselves. They couldn't tell black from white in a snowstorm. The last thing is dogmatism. Sometimes these people are just called opinionated, but that's not who the dogmatic is at his core. It smells of arrogance. If you don't see it the way he sees it, then I'm going to shut you out. Well, that's just a horrible thing. These are the 7 poisons that produce a bad communication. They kill conversation. They communicate, just not very well. So let's move to a better way, or the 4 powerful cornerstones of great communication. And these are all represented by the word hail as an acrostic. So this is not what we avoid saying. This is what we actually say. Quality number 1, H, honesty. This means to be clear. Our communication should be honest. Well, sometimes we can be too honest in our speak. How do I look in this dress? Be careful, brother. But when it comes to our presentation, every word that comes out of our mouth must be truth. Never run down the competition. Point out the differences in a lovingly honest way. Quality number 2, A, authenticity. This just means be yourself. Always be yourself because everybody else is always taken. Quality number 3, integrity. It means to be honorable. That's what we're trying to restore to our profession. We own this profession. And if we allow sales schmucks to ruin the integrity of our profession, then we will have been robbed of our greatest asset, integrity. Quality number 4, love. Honesty, authenticity, integrity, love. In this context, it means to be generous, to be clear, to be yourself, to be honorable, to be generous. All of these qualities work together. For instance, it's hard to be generous and loving in our speech when we're acting in gossip, judgment, negativity, or dogmatism. So, the 7 sins, what you shouldn't say. Hail, what you should say. Lastly, I want to focus on the 6 tools every salesperson must use for better communication with the prospect. And these 6 tools in the toolbox, this isn't what we shouldn't say or what we should say, it's rather the way we should say it. What are those tools? We'll come back in our next episode and study these 6 tools, but this is game changer stuff. On those days you just feel yucky about your communication, there are some definite and deliberate things we can do to change the way we're perceived. You're not the best person to judge whether or not your communication is good or sounds good. Sometimes we may just need to phone a friend and ask for some help. Maybe after this episode we do that. We make a phone call, ask for some counsel. Listen, I look forward to seeing you in our next session. I trust that you can watch these 2 sessions together. I think it will help make the teaching more coherent. I appreciate your great attention today, and I look forward to seeing you in our next session.